This is the best bike that Ducati can never make now.
How's it going, guys? In the last video I uploaded, I repaired my Streetfighter V2 after its accident that I had on track. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But in today's video, we're going to remove the handlebar system that makes this the Streetfighter, and I'm going to install the clip-ons from the Panigale V2. For those who are not familiar with Ducati motorcycles, on the sporty side, their full-blown super sport bike is the Panigale. The next step down is the Streetfighter, and the Streetfighter differs from the Panigale by removing all the, the big windscreen and the fairing and the big plastics, and then they add the handlebars. And the handlebars make it a little more street comfortable, a little easier on your back, put you in a more upright position. And yeah, it makes it a Streetfighter. But I've started to do a lot more track stuff with this bike, and I want to make it more comfortable and more friendly on track. And so to do that, I'm going to install the clip-on set off the Panigale. And so these are clip-ons, right? And these are going to replace the handlebars that are on the Streetfighter. And they're called clip-ons because they literally are going to bolt right here to the shock, and they clip on. So what is that going to do? It's going to move my handlebar position a little further forward and a little more down. And that's going to give me a better tuck position on track, give it a little bit more front end feel, and make it a little more sensitive on tip in and turn in compared to the big tall upright handlebars. Now the Panigale V2 and my Streetfighter V2 are basically the exact same bike. In their catalog, this whole front assembly is the same part number. All of these components are the exact same part number. So in theory, I believe I should be able to take these Pani V2 clip-ons that I got straight from Ducati and transfer over all of my components to the clip-ons, and I should have an OEM style swap that should go very smoothly and pretty easy. So I think the first thing I need to do is leave this where it is, move my turn signals down a little bit, and then go ahead and bolt the clip-ons into place, and then I can literally just take off one component at a time until the handlebars are stripped clean and naked, and then I'll have my clip-ons, and then I can just take the handlebars off. Voila! Done. Well, I should have known things never go quite as easily as you were hoping. Ideally, I wanted to go ahead and bolt these into position right here on the bike. However, part of the big bolt that holds the handlebar onto the front triple clamp has this nut and bracket that completely interferes with the rear clamshell of the triple clamp, of the clip-on, sorry. And so I think I am going to go ahead and completely strip the handlebars clean so I can remove this bracket and bolt assembly to help me install the clip-ons. The Streetfighter looks very sad right now. It's got a long face, so mopey. But OEM handlebars are off the bike. Now we can pop on those clip-ons and start reassembling. They look so sad. Alright, some things had to happen to get these to fit on the bike. So because this triple fork had handlebars bolted to it, the handlebars bolted through these posts, and coming off the bottom of them were big castings. And the problem was, if I can do this with two hands, to get this clamp far enough up, the bolt area was hitting the casting. So I just got back from the shop, I put it in the vise and I milled these down, pressed out these rubber isolators. So this triple clamp is now dedicated to running clip-ons on the Streetfighter. So there's that. But now, moving forward, the clip-ons fit perfectly, go all the way up against the triple clamp, and we can carry on with our build. Alright, I just finished putting everything back together, and this thing looks freaking sick now with clip-ons. So it is so much lower profile. The mirrors really kind of kill it. I'll have to see about a different set of mirrors maybe. But the profile without the handlebars looks insane. And then yeah, as soon as you get on it and you have to reach all the way down, I mean, it feels very Panigale. I mean, you are in a committed position now, as to be expected with clip-ons. That's kind of the purpose. Definitely performance over comfort setup now. So it's kind of the end of the day. I need to take care of some chores, but tomorrow I'm gonna go for a test ride around the, I'm just gonna go for a ride with it. I can't wait and just see how it reacts. So for you guys, that'll be right now.
Okay, the rebuild is done, the clip-ons are installed, and I still can't really believe how good the bike looks now with the Panigale clip-ons instead of the Streetfighter handlebars. That is ridiculous. Alright, here we go. Oh my god. Oh, it feels just like a super sport. What is life right now? Also my first ride since the crash, so just gonna take it easy today. Oh my gosh. What is this thing? Oh my god, it's a Panigale that looks like a Streetfighter. It's a naked Panigale. Dude, what? Why does Ducati not offer this? What is this? No way. Alright, let's let the bike warm up. Let's calm down a second. Dude. It's a naked, it's the Panigale without the head. Oh my god, I can't even get the words out. It's a Panigale that has no windscreen and looks like the Streetfighter. The wings. Oh my god, the headlight. Why does this bike not exist out of the catalog? This is the best experience I could possibly imagine. It's telepathic. Okay, I want to be there. Boom. It gets there. Alright, I'm gonna chill out a second, let the bike warm up, get on some twisty roads, but immediate impressions, I mean, it's a sport bike now. It's got clip-ons. I am hunched over. I am on the bike now. You can actually tuck it, full tuck. I mean, obviously I'm not tucked behind anything, but you get the idea. Unbelievable. This is insane. I can't believe this is a thing now. This bike was already super agile and what I would have considered to be razor sharp, but this is now lightsaber scalpel. That is retarded. It's right there. Oh my god, just being in the position elevates everything sensually. I mean, it's a sport bike now. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, you're just so low against the tank. You can immediately get in the correct position. This is the best bike that Ducati can never make now, because the Streetfighter has already been designated as the street version of a sport bike, right? They can never go full-blown race mode on a Streetfighter because that's not what it's for. That's what the Panigale is for. And yes, the Panigale looks awesome. The Streetfighter looks awesome too. They both look great. I'm not saying one looks better than the other, but having a true naked bike with clip-ons, I mean, And no, I am going maybe 2/10 right now. I'm not doing anything cool or fast. But what I am doing feels instinctual now. It's just like, oh, I need to put my shoulder and elbow out here, tip in. It's telepathic. And yeah, I know, like, if you have a Panigale and you have a Super Sport, you understand what I mean by that. But coming from a handlebar setup, it's completely different. Night and day different. And yeah, I know I have now gone the hard way of making a Panigale. But look at this thing. I mean, the shock and awe factor is ridiculous, man. I mean, you can get a full tuck on it. You can get way exactly where you need to be body position wise. It's a naked Panigale. Truly a naked Panigale, not this dumbed down Streetfighter version. And I understand that the Panigale still has a little bit shorter swing arm. It's got a little different footrest position. But I mean, come on! Yes, Streetfighter, go! Here we are, full tuck, elbows in. Oh, dude, this is orgasmically good. And it's really a shame because Ducati can never sell this. MV Agusta kinda does. Their Brutale has clip-ons. So that bike is kind of doing it, but Ducati can't do it because they wouldn't do it. I don't think it'd sell to the masses, honestly, because most people who are intelligent, unlike me, who want a track-oriented sports bike are gonna buy the Panigale because it's got a windscreen and it's actually set up for the track. But I personally think the Streetfighter looks more aggressive, and I mean, the wings, come on, you feel like Batman. And now with the clip-ons, it's like I'm at a loss for words. I mean, if you've ridden a Super Sport, you know what I mean. Like, it's exactly that. But I guess riding like this now and in this position with this ability and agility in a naked bike is what's giving me just an absolute cum fest in my pants right now. Dude, I cannot wait for my next track day now. With actual clip-ons to get a nice tuck in behind the bike and get my body exactly where it needs to be. I mean, I'm like, oh my god. It's so easy now. I'm not forcing my upper body into a weird position around the bars. It's just right where I need to be. Like I said, it's telepathic, it's instinctual. It just makes sense. You literally just point and shoot. Look where you want to be, set your body up, and it does it. I think with an adjustable set of rear sets on this bike to get my feet in the right position for my knees to be where they need to be against the fuel tank, I don't think there could be a better riding experience than this. It's really that good. A couple videos ago I mentioned that I was thinking about getting maybe a Panigale 1199R or a 1299S because I wanted something a little more sporty. Those thoughts are long gone now. This is exactly what I wanted. I mean, just boom, right where you want it to be, dude. I need to get y'all track footage next time. In a couple weekends, I'll have my next track event at MSR Houston with RideSmart in the intermediate group. So hopefully we get some dry weather and I can have some fun on track. Because this is going to be quite the experience now. Unreal. I have noticed that the bike has lost a tiny bit of its hooligan-ness, because now that the bars are so much farther forward and lower, my body weight is just naturally farther onto the front. So it is a tiny bit less wheelie happy, but with that being said, I mean, it still does power wheelies at absolute will. I mean, you just get it in first, pull out the throttle, it does the Ducati thing. It's a little more abrupt now. Previously with the bars, it was a gentler come up, whereas now it's kind of down and then all of a sudden it's up, which is sport bikey. I mean, I've literally taken a handlebar to naked bike and made it a sport bike. Shocker. What did I think would happen? And I do have the bars set very wide, because I kind of liked the super wide bar position of the handlebar setup. And I know the Panigale is also set up very wide, and I kind of see why. It just makes it very confident. And at the moment with this quick little burst through the hill country, granted I've only been riding for maybe 20 minutes, but I don't feel in pain or anything. I still have a lot of room for my legs. It's still a quite roomy experience, as they say. But when you look down, it's like, oh my god, dude. It looks like this? Unbelievable. And I probably sound like a complete Ducati simp right now, but man, if you haven't experienced something like this, it is different. I've been on R6s and I've been on Super Sports, and they're great. They're awesome. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. But it's just different. It's just special, or maybe it's just the engine. I'm a big auditory experience kind of guy, and for me, the riding experience in cars and motorcycles has a lot to do with the engine characteristics. I really think that the engine characteristics can change your attitude and your perception and literally put you in a different state of mind. Like when I ride in a really, really fast Tesla, it's disorientingly confusing, and I don't like it because it's so quietly fast that your senses have no idea what's going on. Whereas when I get into my Corvette, which is extremely raw and visceral, just the sound of the V8, the high RPM, the straight cut gear set, the sound adds to the experience. And I think with these Ducatis, the sound adding to the experience is a big reason why they feel so special compared to your very common 4-cylinder Super Sport. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just, for me at least, the sound is a major part of the experience. And having a thumping L-twin, V-twin, 90-degree engine underneath you at 11,000 RPM, feels pretty special. Let's see how it is on the highway now, in a more forward position, going about 80 miles an hour. And I'll tell you immediately that because there's no windscreen obviously I'm getting just straight pummeled with air. But the air is honestly offsetting me leaning forward, and at this speed I have very little weight on my wrists and on the handlebars. So it's kind of putting me into a neutral zone to where the air is kind of holding me up, is holding up my upper body for me, so I don't have to hold myself up through my arms, if that makes sense. So honestly, and then if you really get tired, you can just kind of set your elbows on your knees a little bit, and I am completely neutral now. I am limp wristing the throttle, quick lane change. You know, it's not bad. It is not much different than how the bike was originally. Now, maybe after 3 hours of this position, I might start to hate myself a little bit more, but at the moment, it is still pure ecstasy. So to wrap the video up, next bike footage I'll have for you guys is some track day stuff in a couple weeks. I am very, very excited to see how this machine handles now on track with the clip-ons versus the handlebars. I would even dare to say it will be better than the Panigale on track. Slightly longer swing arm. It's going to give it a little bit more stability, a little bit more confidence it's firing. And I think being a confident and comfortable rider will make you faster than someone who is not, even if you're on a little bit less of a higher performance machine on paper. When we talk about wheelbases and whatnot, I think a little longer wheelbase makes you more comfortable, which makes you more confident, which makes you smoother, which makes you faster. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.